Hello, I'm Svitek, 360 Creative Coach. In this episode, I want to talk about the notion of worry. But before I fully get into that, I want to talk about the idea of faith. And I don't mean like necessarily religious faith, right? I mean just from the pure standpoint that as human beings, we all have a level of faith. When you get in your car, you obviously know the risks involved as far as you can look at statistics about how many people get into accidents every year, how many people die, and so forth. But you know that you sort of have to go about in life and, to do the things that you want to, or certainly go to work, most of us, you have to get in your car, and therefore you have to have a certain amount of faith that when you get in that car, you will actually get to where you're going, right? That, if you just completely had this notion of like all the statistics, who knows, you probably might not get in your car, right? So it takes a certain amount of faith. The aspect of faith that people don't talk about is worry. Worry is actually a faith. It really is. Hear me out on this, right? So worrying is like praying for something you don't want to happen. And the reason this is important to understand is because you are expending mental energy on something, right? Oftentimes, there's like a old kind of proverb where these two guys see these women, and they're by a river, and the women are just kind of standing there, and the men offer up to carry them across the river, and they do, and the women don't say thank you. They're kind of terse and whatever else, right? They're just rude overall, and so the two men walk for, about 2 hours and things like that. And one of the men, he looks back at the other because, the second person is really kind of just grimacing and being upset and all that kind of stuff. And he says, "What's wrong?" And, the second person says, "Oh man, she was so rude and this and that. And I can't believe that. She didn't even say thank you, blah, blah, blah." And the first person says, "I dropped her off 2 hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" And so think about that for a moment. What I mean by this is that, by worrying about various things, you're carrying a burden when in fact you can release it, right? Rather than pray for something you don't want to have happen, focus on what you do want to have happen, right? I have this notion that in life we either create or destroy. And so worry in that sense, like you're literally destroying your mental energy, and also your physical energy, to be quite honest. As opposed to because worrying also it puts you in the passenger seat of life as opposed to putting you in a sense of like what you can control, right? Like there's many things in life that you cannot control, but you can control a very incredible thing, and that's yourself, your reactions, your actions, and so forth, right? So when you stop worrying about something, you can actually then shift focus to, okay, what can I do about this? And that's where I want your mind to go. And especially in this time of coronavirus, I think so many people are doing so much praying, and I say that facetiously, meaning that they're praying for things that they don't want to happen, that they're not even, they can't even begin to fathom the things that they can actually do in their life. So, make that adjustment in your life and see the power that it has. Once I heard this quote, like my mind was just completely blown away. And again, it's just a nice, friendly reminder of the control you have over your own life, as opposed to, being a passenger and hoping for stuff that you don't want to happen. No, focus on the stuff that you do want to happen and make them happen. Simple as that. If you have any questions or thoughts of your own, by all means, let me know in the comments section, or hit me up on social media at Svitek. I'd be happy to converse with you more about this. If you think someone else might benefit from hearing this, please share it with them. I know it would mean a lot to me, and I certainly hope that it brightens their day, as hopefully it has brightened your day. If you enjoy what I'm talking about, well, I do this daily and talk about various other things. So if you're not already subscribed or following me, I would encourage you to do so. That way you get the various lessons that I put out right when I put them out. Anyway, I've jibber-jabbered for long enough. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.